We are going to end this show with a little scouting time. So it's my opportunity to ask you a couple questions about your what you've been doing, your scouting notebook, and going into this national championship. So what I'm going to do here is I want to start off with, when you look at both teams, not a quarterback. Okay, so I want you to give me a player that fans can watch on both sides of the football that is not a quarterback. Let's start off with Miami. Who should they be paying attention to?
Yeah, for Miami, it's both of their edge rushers, right? It's Ruben Bain, it's Akeem Mesidor, both of their edge rushers. They are physically dominant. They're like immeasurables, right? They're both 6'3", 280-pound edge rushers that physically dominate offensive linemen, right? Ruben Bain, Texas A&M, talked a lot of trash before the game. He came in and had 3 sacks, right? And then followed that up with another sack against Ohio State while his running mate, Akeem Mesidor, matched him. I think Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor have been as important players to their team as any other player has been throughout this entire playoff. So for Miami, I'm looking at those two guys in this college football playoff game because not only that, as far as winning the national championship, they can probably stamp themselves as first round picks if they come out with a dominant performance. On the Indiana side, I'm looking at wide receiver Elijah Surratt. This guy is a silky smooth route runner. He's fluid, contested catches. You know who he reminds me of? Keenan Allen, right? You don't always have to be a vertical guy. You don't have to have 4.4 speed. You just have to have the IQ. You have to be tough, and you have to know how to win across the middle. And that's exactly what Indiana wide receiver Elijah Surratt is.
I love that comp because when I watch him play football, you can tell he sticks in there a lot of times where I see receivers make business decisions and he never does.
Yep.
He sticks with it. He's gotten lit up multiple times. He's the he'll make a toe tap, he'll make a sideline catch. He's all over the place and he's been a massive impact obviously for Fernando Mendoza. Now let's talk about these quarterbacks. This is a big opportunity for Carson Beck. We know what the storylines have been, obviously up and down as far as an evaluation based off of his time at Georgia, now his time at Miami. He's coming off of a very big win for him and a big moment, right, in him scoring that game-winning touchdown against Ole Miss to put them ahead. What are you looking for from Carson Beck from an evaluation standpoint? Is there anything you can really see that's going to make you feel more comfortable one way or the other, or maybe even something that he could do negatively that's going to make you kind of push him down your draft board?
Yeah, what can he do? And that's put the team on his back, right? When you talk about the game against Ole Miss, everybody was waiting for that moment, right? Will Carson Beck turn the football over? Will he throw an interception? Will he fumble the football? Will he miss a pass, right? Throwing over the wide receiver head. And he took the ball down the field and scored the touchdown and was the reason why his team won. Why does that matter? Because in the NFL, you draft quarterbacks high when you believe that you can put the franchise on their shoulders and they can deliver. I think right now Carson Beck is a top 100 player, right? He's played good football this season, right? He showed that he can make every throw on the football field. But in order to elevate his draft stock into the second round, potentially, maybe the back in the first round, depending on what team is there, is that he has to show that he can put the franchise on his back. They're going to be going against a very scrappy Indiana defense that likes to mix coverages, does a bunch of different things within their front seven. If he can consistently diagnose the picture and make good decision, I think it elevates his draft stock. To be a national champion, to be a quarterback as talented as Carson Beck, there's always room to elevate when you mix those two things in. So that's what I'm looking for from Carson Beck.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the NFL likes winners, right? And they like
Yep.
winners that can win in the biggest moments. And this is going to be a massive moment and a massive opportunity for him to rewrite the narrative that has been surrounding Carson Beck. All right, last question here. Is there anything left? Are there any boxes left to check for Fernando Mendoza in this upcoming game?
Yes, 100%. Listen, and it's going to follow him throughout the entire draft process. At the end of the day, he is a quarterback that was at University of Cal and transferred to Indiana. We are not talking about a basketball player or a point guard. We're talking about a quarterback, right? And him not being from a traditional program, it's going to be unsettling with people. People are not going to buy in. They're going to be very reluctant to do it because thus far he's checked every single box, right? And still in the NFL draft community, you hear whispers of Dante Moore being better. You hear whispers of Ty Simpson being better. You hear whispers of if Arch Manning would have declared he would have been the best quarterback in this draft, regardless of what Fernando Mendoza has done. So I think he walks into this game, he still has pressure on him because if he doesn't deliver all of the naysayers are going to say, see, I told you so. This guy wasn't X, Y, or Z. He wasn't clutch. His arm strength, he's a little bit quirky. I don't know if he can lead my franchise. So there's definitely room for Fernando Mendoza to continue to stamp himself, because there are still a lot of detractors out there despite of what he's done and put on film this year.
And we know, because I have one of those quarterbacks that plays for my franchise, you can win, you can be great, you can do all the things right, and the draft community will find ways to pick you apart. So, Fernando, just understand, welcome to the NFL draft community, where no matter what you do, somebody's going to have something to say about it. So, you just got to learn, like, go out there, put your head down, win your football games, and at the end of the day, people are going to either like you or not like you. There's not much else you can do about it. I think we've learned that from the painted nails conversation with Caleb Williams.